So today we'll be continuing to take a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. In the last video we saw a lot of things happen. We saw a lot of expansion by the red blue teams and the yellow team, which became huge, and we saw the formation of a lot of new countries. We saw Nigeria form, Egypt form, Libya form, Carthage forms, Israel forms, and Cyprus forms. Also, we saw a brief war in Somalia, which had a lot of devastation for the said country and led to their annexation by the red team. But I hope you like this video, and let's get straight into the video. So the first thing we are gonna see happen is a lot of exploration in Europe, right here in the French areas and even in the Alps, which is pretty impressive for these early civilizations. And they will explore even up here into Romanian regions and up here into Odessa, meeting up with the Ukrainian river, exploring all this. And very predictably, this is gonna lead to a lot of new countries forming. First of all, we are gonna see a pretty big country form here in Italy, in the northern regions, up here meeting with the border of the Italian peninsula, taking all this land. And this is gonna be known as the Romani Republic. Second of all, we are gonna see quite a big Greek nation forming up to here, meeting up with the Constantinople Istanbul region right in here and in the Greek Isles, taking all this land and even managing to take Crete. This is how the final country looks like, and now we are gonna jump right here to the nice place called the Iberian Peninsula, where Morocco, or how you wanna call it, will explore up to here into these Andalusian regions, taking all this. But we are finally gonna see something bad happening to them, as all these new regions, all their Andalusian lands breaks away free, taking a lot of this land, and eventually they take all of their claims, even the Spanish Isles. And now I just added all the capitals to the new countries. Greece has their capital right here in the little part of their Greek peninsula. The Romani Republic has it, fair enough, in Rome. And the new Andalusian country, which has the Galician color, but we don't talk about that, has it right here where Spain and Portugal would be in real life. Now we are gonna see the new Romani Republic manage to take Corsica, and also they will go in and claim a bit of the Italian peninsula, but they will be greeted by one of their new found enemies, that one being Greece, which will take the southern part, and Sicily, which understandably so makes Libya kind of mad, but they really can't do anything because already Greece uses all their European potential to be stronger and to become stronger. I mean, I mean, I'm sure there won't be a scramble for Africa in this series, isn't that right, guys? But anyway, Europe is a hot spot for explorers because there's a lot of potential in this land, and we see a huge amount of exploration happen out in here, and we also see some more in these areas of Germany and the Benelux. So let me fix up the borders a little, and this is all they explore. And let me tell you, people like explorating Europe, like they, you know, civilization started in Africa, and as we know, Africa, huge Saharan desert, even if at this point the Sahara wasn't even that big of a desert, but still, it's a pretty hot area, and humans would much rather live in the foresty and cold area of Europe. We now see the Romani Republic doing something again, and they will also occupy Sardinia. And now with all the new explored land they got, they will move across this land and up here into uh, the Yugoslavian Croatian parts. And oh, I love these borders. I already love this country. Yeah, this country will get plot armor. The only country we haven't discussed so far it's Galicia, but now it's their turn as they move across freely and explore a lot of this land. Not explore, but colonize it. And they end up with all this area, which again very valuable. And by now, there's a pretty big debate in the country if they should whether move their capital here around the middle of the country or if they should keep it here, which causes a lot of instability. So we'll come here a bit in a second. Going back to North Africa, we will see all of North Africa being explored finally. Now, all this land is finally connected between the humans, and this is gonna lead to a lot of new countries and a lot of new trade. Except that the gold team will be very naughty and claim a huge portion of the land, taking over all this land. The gold team really just come and said, "Is this for me?" And apparently it is because they just claimed all this area, and this basically makes them the first empire, and they are pretty obviously the biggest and strongest country in the world, unless they just collapsed. Yeah, no mercy for them, they are dead. So as you can see, yeah, the gold team collapsed. They fully lost their nation, and now the red team lost its biggest ally, but not a very good ally and friend. Because, come on, look at what they just did. They just went and took a lot of the world and basically come and said, "Yeah, that's mine. You can have it." Also, yeah, they lose this land. But fair enough, with their collapse, we are gonna see some new countries form off of its territory. So as you can see, the gold team has been decimated and they have been kind of screwed over. I mean, they used to control all this land, basically all of this new explored land, and now they have been reduced back to even less land than they had at the beginning of the video, and they are even split between three countries. And yeah, and now we are gonna review all of them. So going to the remains of the gold team, this is what they remain with, and their capital remains in roughly the same place. Also they get their island back. Now we have the pink team, which is a democracy. Also forgot to tell you this, and also I didn't brought it up at the beginning of the video because I didn't do it. But the gold team was a dictatorship, just like the red team, because of all the influence they gave them. But they were a dictatorship, and now they remain a dictatorship. But the pink team is a full democracy, a lot of support by the people. And also we have the blue, the sky blue team. Honestly, I love this color. Yeah, this country is also getting plot armor. I'm sorry, guys. And basically, the role of these two countries is to kind of go back and retake the gold team and reform their empire as a democratic republic. That's basically their goal and what their people want, because now they've been for like quite a few years in the control of the gold team, and they don't want to come back under that dictatorship rule, and now they want a republic. But now going over to the Anatolian Peninsula, guess what? So this is gonna be a match. Who wants to be a millionaire? What's gonna happen in Anatolia? A. It will form one big united country. 2. It will get colonized. Or 3. It will get balkanized. 3, 2, 1. The correct answer is 3. They are getting balkanized. Hey! Yippee! So as you can see, these are all our new countries in Anatolia. First of all, we have the pink team, and also as you can see, I added their capitals. But we have the pink team, we have the purple team, which interestingly enough has Istanbul, but for how close that city might be to Greece. In fact, it's a bordering city with Greece, but they are friendly with Greece, and Greece kind of funded the people to make their nation, so they have no problem with that, and their relations are instantly good. We now see a southern country. Also, they have Rhodes Island form right here in their capital, which is basically Antalya. Now we see another country which is quite friendly with Israel. Now we see a country in the middle which is absolutely cooked. They are in dire need of some ocean because it's dry there. Now we have a Pontus like country forming in here. Pretty nice country. It's purple and has their capital right there. For this part, as for this final part, it's not a new country, but rather Israel will colonize this part and make it, well, part of their country because that's what colonization entails. Just wait, Africa. Just wait for like episode 20 or something. Going over to Arabia, we are gonna see this part end up colonized and partitioned between the very nice yellow country, which by this point it's actually quite one of the strongest countries in the world. They will claim this area. As for Israel, it will claim a similar portion, taking all this land. And now we can finally take a look at our uh, almost filled in Arabian Peninsula, going over from the south with the yellow team up to here on the west north with Israel and whatever happens in Anatolia. Also, Cyprus is there. I like Cyprus. And there is the rest, which we might see some colonization. We might see some other countries form. But anyway, now going over to the Horn of Africa, we finally see the red team having enough and trying to fully finish this part of the continent and fully claim it as part of their own, as they now invade into the lime team, and there's no hope for these guys. They immediately get cooked and get run over by the very very nationalistic and very cruel red team army, which is doing horrible stuff to the civilians. And we kind of see the first uh, GA genocide starting to happen. I needed to censor that because YouTube. But we kind of see them shoot the people, not shoot because we don't have guns, but stab the people, and it's not good. So let's see what they do. Unsurprisingly, we will see the red team fully annex the lime team, and with this, the red team has basically took almost the entirety of the OG countries. The only two remaining are the blue team and the yellow team, which, to be fair, now if the red team would want to go for them, they will have to fight this entire thing, which by now is probably the strongest country, not the strongest, but one of the strongest countries in the world. And by this time, I think it's only fair that we actually do a power ranking. So the fifth strongest country in the world is Greece. I mean, they are quite new, but they are strong. They have potential, and they use that potential to help them. And because of that, they are the fifth strongest country in the world. Fourth is Egypt, and I don't think I need to explain this one. I mean, it's Egypt. I mean, throughout its history in real life and in this series too, they have the Nile, which helps them with water supplies and stuff, and because of that, they are very strong. Third will be Blue Team. I mean, they haven't really done much, but they've built up, and because of that, they became strong. As our second, we will see the red team. Unsurprisingly, and honestly, this is quite worrying for the world because everybody knows how cruel the red team could be. And going over to our number one, the strongest country in the world, basically since the last episode, is none other than the yellow team. They are super strong. They are super friendly with the world, which led to them having a lot of trade and stuff, which permitted them to go ahead and become a superpower. So, as a little recap, Greece number five, just they had a super great start, and already with the beginning of their nation, they used all this new early potential to become very strong. Egypt as the fourth, Nile and stuff gives them opportunities. Third, the blue team, their age and their building has for sure helped them become strong. The red team has the two because they are super militaristic and spend a lot of money for their military and super nationalistic army and country as a whole. And as the number one, the yellow team because they just have a lot of land and a lot of resources, so that's self-explanatory. Going over to Iberia, we now see them fully colonize their Spanish areas, taking all this land of Catalonia, and their problems, their political problems, their problems with the civilians are now starting to get bigger and bigger. They are starting to become unstable, and this is a sign of cracking for them just because they are stubborn with the location of their capital city being right here, totally disconnected from the country. And there's a lot of people who support the idea of moving the capital on a city right here on the coast of Portugal, where another very big city is. Unfortunately, I don't have the major cities updated because I'm literally recording this video, but still. Jumping over to the Romani Republic, we see their exploration groups manage to explore all these areas of Northern Europe and manage to explore all this land, also the Danish islands. But now jumping over to the Romani Republic, we see them cooking something up. They will send huge colonization scouts up here into France to colonize all this area and meet up with these parts of France. And eventually, with this, they colonize all this land and even go further, take a lot of land in here in the Alps, and they are kind of starting to become the equivalent of Rome of this timeline. And we immediately see them uh, overtake Greece in the power rankings. So now they are the fifth strongest. And with this, we see the formation of the Romani Empire. This empire will be very important in this series. It will be a very influential one and the one that the people will be scared of. This empire already took the world by storm. Initially, the Romani Republic seemed like a very chill country, one that you can trade with, but now they are full imperialist and they took already all of the Gallia region that the Romans had in real life, and they don't seem to slow down because also they made their explorations up in the north. Scared for its life, Greece will understandably go in and take a lot of these Yugoslavian lands, meeting up with the Romani Empire, and now call them the Romani Empire, not the Romani Republic, because they are no longer a republic. They are full imperialist. They do not care what your country is, what ideology it has. They are now cruel out of nowhere. And with this we end today's video. I hope you liked it. It was awesome for me to record it. I loved it. I loved the entire Romani Empire storyline, the entire way of how Andalusia and Greece formed. I loved balkanizing these guys in Anatolia. I loved to see the collapse of the gold team because that was my plan for them. I didn't want to make them like a large empire or something. Plus, I wanted to kind of have them like the Addis Pro Gold team where they are hated. But in the next video, we are probably gonna go over back a little bit on to the old world because we still have South Africa to be explored, which will probably get explored in the next video because something that Wixo series have really done was to kind of forget how Africa was the first continent to get fully explored before they went into Arabia and then Europe. But again, I hope you liked it. I love to film it. And again, if you liked it, press the like button, the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.